Hello everyone! Well, it's done. The Spice Girls show is over. Whew! What a fucking ride. I wanted to make this video to formally thank my cast and also, my fans that came out to see the show in person. Just this show I came up with in October, but its origins go much further back than that. I mentioned in a previous video that Halloween 1998 I wanted to be a Spice Gorilla, which was going to be a gorilla suit with a mini dress and wig slapped over it. Fucking genius, right? But my dad forbid it. So I vowed that someday I would dress as a Spice Girl, and my dad could shove it. Well, as of 2 years ago, I did. I dressed as Mel C for first a drag routine and then just for fun a few times after. But I wanted more. I wanted more. And it was last year that, I really got immersed in burlesque. And, my celebrity impersonations that previously have been used for drag, I was now incorporating into burlesque. So I have the Bloody Mary routine where I impersonate Lady Gaga, and the Roar routine where I impersonate Katy Perry. Both of those go really well with audiences, so it got me thinking, I'm onto something. This could be an entire production. And also with the Rocky Horror Burlesque show last summer, I was able to observe how a full-length burlesque production would work. The rehearsal time, just the coordination, good leadership, and I just really got a solid idea of how it works through that. So as of October, I started brainstorming, and December, I started writing the script. In January is when I started casting people, and let me take this moment to thank individual members of the cast, just because they're all so awesome, and I'm gonna thank them in the order that they were casted, the order that they were put into the show. So first it was Night Angel. That was actually in December when the show was still in its very early stages, and I contacted her first because I made a fictional character for the show with her in mind. If you watch the movie Spice World, there's a fictional character named Manager Clifford, and I really liked this character in the movie, and I wanted to do my own version of him, but I decided to gender bend him, so Manager Clifford became Manager Cut and Blast. And I've known Night Angel personally for going on 2 years now. We're really close friends, and I knew if anybody could sell that, if anybody could sell a bitchy manager part, it was Night Angel. And I was right, so thank you, Night Angel, for being the best, worst manager that the Spice Girls ever had. And then next one casted was Ember Blaze as Jerry Halliwell. Now I had worked with Ember in large productions previously. Ember was actually in the Rocky Horror Burlesque show. She played Columbia. I knew Ember was good. She was, really good at selling the part and really good at memorizing lines. So she was my first pick for Jerry Halliwell, and she said yes, so fuck yeah. So thank you, Ember, for being a part of my show. I know that you're a producer yourself, and this was kind of out of your way. You also live the furthest out of the entire cast, so I'm really thankful for you being a part of the show. And the next up was May Hemmer. May Hemmer played Mel B, Scary Spice, and this was particularly interesting how it went down. So I offered the part of Mel B to May, and she got really excited because she was a huge Spice Girls fan back in the day, and Mel B was her favorite. So she was really super excited to play the role. Well, interestingly enough, the next day she calls me back, informing me that she just found out that she's 4 months pregnant. So she wanted to know, what does that mean for the show? I'm like, well, I decided to give her the option. She felt like it would be better for her health to drop out while the show is still in its very early stages. You know, I had some secondary casting ideas for Mel B, and I told her it would be okay. But at the same time, if this is something she really wants to do, then, you know, I would not kick her out of the show just because she has a baby bump. If she wants to do a show with a baby bump, I'm not gonna by any means tell her she can't. And well, she stuck with it. She stuck with it, and what really makes May's part in this show special to me is that her, this is her second pregnancy, and turns out that she's having a lot more trouble with this one than she did her first. And so, you know, being in third trimester by the time of the show, and some of the rehearsals, I could tell she was suffering, and I got scared for her. But she assured me that, you know, she's taking it easy during rehearsals, but she's gonna put it all out there during the show, and, you know, that made me proud, but also scared the shit out of me, because, you know, it's like, I want this show to be a success, but not if it means killing one of my cast members, you know? But she just totally owned that shit. You know, she did, like, a split and, like, legs in the air. Things that I can't even do when I'm not pregnant. She did pregnant, so... I mean, I can't get pregnant, but you know what I mean. But, yeah, so really, really especially proud of May Hemmer, so... Thank you, honey. I know this took a toll on you. I really super appreciate you being a part of my show, and enduring physical pain to stick with it. That means so much to me. I love you. Next up was Leo Danger Lace. Casted her as the overly obsessed fangirl. This was the perfect role for her because Leo had told me that she likes to dance, but she doesn't like to memorize too many lines. Well, Overly Obsessed Fangirl has the least number of lines in the show. As a matter of fact, she only speaks one time in the entire hour and a half, so it worked out, and, you know, the primary purpose of Overly Obsessed Fangirl was the stage kitten, but she was also like her own character, and she had her own dance number. So it was really great, you know, having Leo be part of the show, because me and Leo have been really close since last summer, and she's just so great, and so fucking adorable, and she can move that ass. Holy shit! So, thank you so much, Leo baby, for being a part of my show, and you did awesome as our fangirl. The next one casted was Loretta Dean. And Loretta Dean is also an interesting case, because initially, she was casted as the secondary Overly Obsessed fangirl. The plan was that Leo Danger Lace would play the Overly Obsessed fangirl April 30th and May 7th, but in the early stages, there was actually going to be a third showing, which was May 6th, the Friday between the other two showings. And Leo was not available to do that one, so I casted Loretta Dean to just play fangirl for that one night out of 3. Well, a short time later, me and Loretta Dean both performed in the Candy Coochie show, and, you know, I'd watched Loretta perform previously as part of Bella Blue's Student Showcase, but, you know, I got to watch it a second time, and really got to get to know her, and, you know, by the time that night was over, I was like, damn, I wish I put Loretta in a bigger part in the show. So, but, as fate would have it, my original casting for Victoria Adams, Posh Spice, had to drop out pretty early in production, so I called up Loretta and I was like, how would you like your part in my show to be upgraded to a Spice Girl? So, Loretta, we both got our wish. We both got our wish of Loretta playing a larger role in the show. She became the new and permanent Victoria, and she totally rocked that shit. So thank you, Loretta Dean, for being in my show. You're an amazing Victoria. The next one casted was Reverend Spooky Lestrange, because my original Emma, Baby Spice, dropped out. She dropped out later than the original Victoria did, so, you know, I was a little more frantic by that point, and, so I was, like, asking around several people, and I actually had my doubts that Spooky would take the part, just because she's such a successful producer herself. Out of the entire team, she has the most burlesque experience. She's gone on like 12 years, you know, and she is the manager of the $1 Billion Baby Dolls, which is the longest running burlesque troupe in the city of New Orleans. But when I offered her the part, to my surprise, she said yes, so that was amazing, having such a strong headliner in the show. It definitely helped sell it. And honestly, Spooky kind of ended up co-producing the show, because, you know, if there was moments where I wasn't really sure what to do, I would go to her because, you know, she knew so much about producing burlesque and how to manage a team. So she was, you know, able to give me some good pointers when I needed them. So technically, Reverend Spooky Lestrange co-produced the show. So thank you, Spooky, for being my Emma, and thank you for technically co-producing the show. Really appreciate that. And the last one casted was Retro Jane as David Beckham and the Spokesman. Now, my original David Beckham actually was a guy, and he dropped out 3 days before rehearsals were to begin. So I had 3 days to find a new David Beckham. And, you know, initially I went around asking biological men, trans men, and drag kings if they were interested, but nobody was really stepping forward. But then I remembered talking to Retro Jane previously. I kind of like offered the role of Emma to multiple people at once, and Spooky like responded right away. Whereas Retro, she was actually offered the part of Emma as well, but it was, you know, she didn't get the message till like a few days later. So by that time, Spooky already had the part, and she was upset because she thought the show was really cool. She was a huge Spice Girls fan. And, you know, she was so disappointed that she missed out on being the show, and so I remembered that. So I was like, hey Retro, good news, I have a part for you in my show after all. Bad news, it's a guy! So, but she worked it. She was an awesome David Beckham. And Retro and Loretta's duet, and holy shit, that was hot. That had to be the single hottest duet I have ever watched. Thank you, Retro, for being my David Beckham. You were awesome. And there's also some other people I feel like that I really need to thank. I want to thank Janya, who owns Bar Redux. I want to thank her for giving me a shot when many other bars and clubs would not accept the show. She did, and it was a wonderful venue. I also want to thank my DJs of both nights. On April 30th, it was DJ Mincemeats, and then on May 7th, it was DJ Alice Discord. So thank you girls so much for DJing the show. You know, it really, really helped. And kudos to DJ Alice Discord for wearing a TARDIS dress. She knew about the Easter egg. Then I want to thank my door people. On April 30th, that was my friend May, M-A-E. You've seen her on the blog before. The May 7th was my friend Alex, who you've also seen on the blog. And both of them did a really good job working door. And then I want to thank my videographer for May 7th, who was Steven, one of my old coworkers from my previous job. And he did a great job recording. I mean, I haven't actually watched the video quite yet. I'm going to watch it today. It's just I haven't gotten around to it. But I want to record this first. But I'm definitely going to watch the video that Steven shot, and you'll see how good the burlesque show looks, which I know it will be. And then I'm going to show it to the rest of the cast and see what they think about it. And if everybody's cool with it, I am going to upload it on YouTube for all of you guys to watch. But it's not going to be right away. I will not be uploading the video on this channel until July 8th. Why July 8th? Why, it was July 8th, 1996 that Wannabe was released and marked the rise of the Spice Girls. So by uploading it on July 8th, that will be the exact 20-year anniversary of the success of the Spice Girls. I also want to thank all of my friends, family, and fans that came out to watch the show. Some of you came from pretty far away to come check it out, and I really, really appreciate that. And to my 2 fans that I wiped whipped cream on, thank you for being good sports. I knew you would be, that's why I did it to you. And, oh man, it's just, this whole experience has been a trip. I was actually set up to produce a stage show back in 2013. It wasn't burlesque, it was kind of a cosplay-based stage show. I didn't get to do it because I was with a toxic person at the time, and this toxic person went around saying that I was not mentally or emotionally capable of handling a project like that. And it was taken away from me. So this show, Spice Girls, was my redemption. You know, it proved to myself and to everyone else that I can handle this. I can handle a full-length production. I can be a leader. And it's just the success of this show was and is so important to me. I just can't thank you guys enough. I'm sorry this video has run such a long time, but I just had so much to say, and I didn't feel like a Facebook post was justifiable method, so thank you guys so much. Everyone involved. Cast, bar owners, DJs, door person, videographer, people that came watch, supporters that couldn't watch, all of you that live so far away but kept telling me how awesome this show was going to be and kept encouraging me forward. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. There's no way in hell this could have been possible without all of you. I love you all with all my heart. You're fucking awesome! But, now raises the question, what do I do now? Well, I mean, I definitely don't plan on running any more full-length productions this year. So I guess from here on, I'll just, you know, try and get booked as a performer for variety shows, and if somebody else wants to run a full-length production, is interested in casting me, then I'm definitely for that. So, once again, can't say it enough. Thank you, everyone. This has been an incredible journey, and I cannot wait to see where we all go from here. Salute!
If you wanna be my lover, you gotta get with my friends. Make it last forever. Friendship never